This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon and welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel. And well, you know, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. A goalie worth having is on the waiver wire. Yes, sirree, no need to panic. Aaron Dell is on the waiver wire, and rejoice, Oilers fans, we are saved. Not so fast. You'd think, yes, this is 100% a no-brainer move for the Oilers. This one, no problem at all. It's easy, it's done, it's good to go. You know what? No nonsense, right? Everybody else got their goalie. Winnipeg's not going to claim Dell as well. They've got Forsberg, so everyone's good. Now the Oilers' chance to really go out there and claim a goalie. Problems exist with this. I'll list it off 1 through 3. But first, if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with this Oilers situation, or you want to stay up to date with everything Oilers, consider hitting that subscribe button. I can't promise you the best coverage. What I can promise you is Oilers fan coverage from an Oilers fan who is a typical Oilers fan. All right, let's go with it. This coming in from Chris Johnston this morning just after Aaron Dell was placed on waivers. 4 goalies have been claimed off waivers in the last week, so Aaron Dell is unlikely to clear. Well, considering who Aaron Dell is, yes, Aaron Dell coming on waivers from Toronto is unlikely to clear. However, don't get too far ahead of yourself, and this is what I'm really missing when the notifications have come on my phone for comments today, is the fact that nobody seems to have taken to Twitter to get the full understanding of what this could potentially mean for the Oilers. And that's no fault of yours, I'm not saying. But there's all of this that exists, and this is why I'm having to go through it in this video as late into the afternoon as I have, because if you reacted to Dell being on waivers at 10 o'clock, you are now missing everything after, and there's a whole bunch of stuff after, like I said, 1, 2, 3 that we have to get to. So number 1 is right here what Chris Johnston has, in the fact that the order of claim doesn't guarantee he even falls to us. Well, Winnipeg already got their goalie. That's what I'm saying. Number 1, no guarantee because of the claim waiver. Detroit, Ottawa, San Jose, LA, Anaheim, Buffalo, New Jersey, Montreal, Chicago, Arizona, Minnesota, Winnipeg, New York, Calgary, Florida, Nashville, Vancouver, Columbus, Edmonton. Gee, there is a lot going on there. And let me tell you, if you are Columbus, you are putting in a claim on Aaron Dell if number 2 is satisfied for a team like Columbus. For a team like Edmonton, currently we have 48 out of 50 contracts signed. Columbus, they have 43 out of 50 contracts signed. They have a total of 2 goalies in the NHL, a goalie on the taxi squad, and then in the minors as well, they have 3 goalies signed to a roster spot. So I'm not sure if they're allowed that 7th. I believe they are, but that's fine and dandy for one situation. Is Columbus is the team, if you're going to trade for a goaltender, if you're the Oilers, that you're going to trade for a goaltender from. And that's coming from a pure fan aspect. That's no insider information. That's not even a moderate understanding of what the realities of the cap and the contract structures are. But if you're Edmonton, there's a situation in Columbus that looks favorable to go out and get a goalie that can be a 1A, 1B to Mikko Koskinen. And for the right price. We're not talking giving up Ryan Nugent-Hopkins in that trade. You can probably trade a prospect and a draft pick and clean your hands and you're dandy. You've got a goaltender on the way in the next 14 days. And somebody who could potentially replace Mike Smith all season long. But that's where we get to number 3 in all of this. Yes, Columbus can really throw a wrench, because even if Columbus is then to deal a goaltender to Edmonton, Dell is there to back up, and they're not as bad off as they would have been if they just let go of one of their goalies for the right price. Okay, you get where I'm seeing? This is a lot of shuffling. There's a lot of shuffling going on here, and we'll understand it hopefully by the end of the video. Now, you get to number 3, which is the cap space complications. Even with the LTIR, the added LTIR of having Mike Smith on the LTIR. All right, now that's including him and Clefbaum. The Oilers have currently, as it stands, a total of, where is it? A total of Don't see it. Don't see it. LTIR remaining $379,000 against the cap. So we can't even fit a league minimum contract under the cap at this point. And whether it be paper transaction, this guy on waivers, whatever you do, there's almost practically, from what I see, no simple solution in which the Oilers are able to clear enough cap space between now and when Aaron Dell would have to be on the roster to be ready to count against the cap, right? And that's probably about 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. The Oilers have to do something if they want to claim Aaron Dell. If he doesn't get claimed by somebody else, if they aren't working on a trade, if, oh man. I told you guys, like, I have experience going through this as a Blue Jays fan. This was going to be a disaster. And everybody's sitting here worried and panicked, and this is exactly what I was expecting, okay? So why I'm so calm throughout it, why I'm so upset by seeing everybody else panic? I mean, everybody else tells me I told you so. I'm telling you, I told you so on this one, is the fact this was not going to be pretty. No matter what team you are, this was never going to be pretty. Welcome to the open market in the world we live in. So, for Aaron Dell, where is he? 800,000 against the cap, not 700,000. No, not 700. No, why make it easy? Why make it league minimum? No, it is 800,000 against the cap. Guess what? The Oilers have less than half of that available. So no matter what paper transaction you do, I see no clear, easy path to understanding it. And that's where we will get to number 4. Oh, I didn't even tell you there was a number 4. That's why you stick around later in the video, is the fact that Jason Gregor has this update. He is currently, as of an hour ago, looking into if the Oilers put a claim on Dell, if he could remain in Toronto, right? Not solve the problem for the next 3 games, but remain in Toronto and then join the Oilers when they arrive in Toronto next week to play Toronto, those 2 5 p.m. starts, and be eligible right away. League would need to approve. That's the key. The league would have to approve those protocols. But in theory, right, with what Jason Gregor is saying and what we understand of the protocols for quarantine and stuff, it makes sense as no commercial flights, many new rules due to C-19. That's where we'll leave that because I don't like mentioning that on stream. But anyway, straight up, you look at it this way, is there is a possibility that we could have an NHL level goaltender ready to go if 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all satisfied and checked off by Ken Holland and the Oilers as soon as, I believe the game against the Leafs is on, I want to say, what is it, Friday, Thursday? I think Thursday. No, hold on. Let me get this going. EdmontonOilers.com. Please get me that schedule. I know I had it there a moment ago, but heck, if I was paying attention earlier on, yeah. So we actually, hold on. We play Toronto. Sorry, I'm talking Winnipeg before Toronto. That's how quick the season comes out. We play Toronto on Wednesday. So we only have actually 1 game to go until Toronto on Wednesday. So I guess depending on how that all works. But then on the back end of things, once you go take another flight to another province, how does that work with Winnipeg and Manitoba? So you see how this gets really, really messy. Whether it be number 1, the contract situation. Number 2, the contract situation. I'm even losing my train of thought here. I've talked too much already. But number 1, the waiver wire claim thing. You've got the cap space. You've got the contracts. You've got the situation with quarantine. You could probably actually throw about 5 or 6 different things here. A trade with Columbus. You can throw anything you want at this. And this Aaron Dell off waivers to the Oilers almost does not hold up. That's what I'm saying. If I'm saying anything in this video, is this does not even in the remote sense of things seem very likely. Likely, yes, but very likely, which is what everybody seems to think it should be. Everybody thinks it's a no-brainer. Everybody thinks it's 100% needs to happen, will happen. Oilers are going to get what they want. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up. There's going to be a lot of teams in the NHL this year that go very far from what they want. And the Oilers, early on, are that team. Kind of think of us, hopefully, like the Miami Marlins of the MLB this past season. I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. More to come, I'm sure, when Jason Gregor updates how this all works. I am up on out of here.